Hi everyone, it's Kathleen. We are here today with either our last episode or our second last episode to finish off this tag booklet created from cabinet cards. These are the last two tags that we have to create for the back of the book, and I will show you how to create them. So in our tag book, this is our first page. We have a snippet attached with a paper clip. There's a tag and a slide. On the left side, on the right side is a snippet, paper snippet. And on the left side, or on the inside cover, is a tag that's removable. Inside we have this fantastic piece that was inspired by Rose Hill Cottage. It's a writing piece on the inside from a sheet of paper with two tags, and it sits up high so all these little bows stick out. You close them up, and on the back are paper clipped two other tags. This tag, using Dave's printables from, I think I was calling it a Holy Christmas, but there's two L's in there probably, so it's a Holy Christmas. So here we go. That's using a time card. And I'm not sure if I'll have enough of my sorry to put a ribbon in the top of that one, but that's the back of the cabinet card. And we just clip on the back here. I want the little bit of lace to show on the bottom, and then I want the hole to come up on that side because I want to insert my ribbon. Okay, I'm just going to tie this up, and I'll show you how to create those. But let me tie this up first. And I have the binding. We have the binding to do to attach the cabinet cards together. So let's see how quickly we can do these tags, and maybe we can do the binding today as well. So that's how it looks. Flipped over. Oh dear, dog's barking. And I'm putting that to the side. And, oh gosh, it's the neighbor. Let's have a look at this time card. Only because it's here. Is that the shorter one? Nope, that's the longer one. Because I have some taller cabinet cards and some shorter cabinet cards. So we are going to create this tag using a time card. My time cards, I live in Canada, was purchased at Staples. You have to buy a big pack of 100. And I bought some maybe a couple of years ago, so I still have lots left over. So this cabinet card, if you don't have one, you could either use a piece of ledger paper or cardstock. And this measures 3.5 inches across by 9 inches tall. And I've fussy cut Dave's printables. Let's move my little pieces aside. Okay, so the printables that we're going to be using of Dave's are this one here. It looks like a magazine advertisement, How to Make a Happy Home, and also one for a fountain pen. A little strip, I had to ration my green paper, and it is 3.5 inches wide by 1.5 inches tall, and I tore it. And then we have this Merry Christmas label. So we are going to start with this piece here, and this piece I went with what was there. So I wanted the words to keep on one side, how to make, and then there's the Santa, And then this looks like an advertisement on this side. So I just folded it. And I'm going to go down on my time card. I'll measure it for you in case you're just using a piece of ledger paper. But I work with what I have. So to me, this was one full block. And then I have these are full blocks. And then that's another full block. But it actually goes down, for me, 2 1/4 inches. So that's what I went with. But it depends on whether you're using a full card for your full-time card for your book. Some of them are shorter because my time card, my cabinet cards are smaller. So you see, I had to cut off 1 inch on some of them. So I'm going to just double check because I've been sick with the flu and I've pre-recorded videos. So I've been in my bed for about 5-6 days now, and I'm now able to get out of bed and do a video. So let's see here. I just want to make sure that that's centered. I have to do it on my glue portion. Maybe I'll have to move my camera over. So I glue on one side and then I fold over. Maybe I can go like this so I can glue over here. All right, and then I still have this part, so I just open it up and I glue on that, and then I fold it closed. Love how that looks. Okay, how come it's taller? Look at that. See, it's been such a while since I have created these. So I know I have 3 smaller cabinet cards, and these are taller. Maybe I just cut off that bottom portion. Okay, it looks like I did. So before I glue on my next piece, there's this portion on the cabinet card, and I'm just going to cut it off. So I'm cutting off, about 3/4 of an inch. So this whole piece is now 8 1/4 inches tall. So it's, there we go, that looks better. So what else do I need to glue on here? Okay, we have this piece. This is that nice fountain pen, and I wanted to have a little strip that I could place somehow like this, and it would go over the back, and I like to straddle my items. So let's do that. Let's just, and I like my 1/4 of an inch, so I go 1/4 of an inch down, and I folded that. I'll bring it closer so you can see where I folded it. It's called Bright Dealers Sell the Parker Fountain Pens, and then I folded it. I like the little cigar strip bands peeking over the side. So that's very nice. Okay, and I have, well, I can just glue this piece on next. This is just that torn piece of paper. That's the width of my time card, which is, I said 3.5 inches, and is it 1.5 inches? Yeah, about 1.5 inches tall, and it's torn. So I can glue that down. This is beautiful green paper. To me, it reminds me of very old velvet that they used to make furniture out of. Upholster furniture out of, I'm sorry. So that looks gorgeous. And I have 2 other pieces to glue down. So I have, this will be straddling here somewhere. But I have this sheet music that I want to glue on, and I always start with the beginning of the music staff, and I'm going to make sure that my sheet music lines up with this other piece. I could go over top of it, but I don't want it to have a space here. I am going to be carrying this over, but I'll still have a little space in there. You may or may not see it, but I'll know it's there. So I just want to bring it. And how do I want to bring it? Do I want to line that staff up with that line? No, I don't. I want to bring it over. I just chose that line. Why? I don't know why, but I did. Tear it out, fold it over, and I'm going to follow this line here because I don't want to cover up too much of Santa. So I am just going to tear down that. Again, I work with what I have. So this is extra. I'm going to save that. That's a nice piece. And I'm just tucking it away to the side. So it's going to sit like that. So I like that. That's fine. So let's glue this. Yes, I'm on camera, so you can see that I'm holding down with my left hand my time card, folding that over. Oh, it's sticky here already. Let's try to use this bit. Turn that over. Glue on that side, and we have straddled our sheet music. Now we have this. It's one of the smaller labels. It is 2.5 by 1.5, and I would like it to go somewhere over here. So do I want it to go so I can see the two staffs? That looks good there. If I put it down one, oh, that looks good. I actually like it because it has that line there. So because that line just happens to be there, I'm going to glue him on. Why is it a him? I don't know. And turn it over. Okay. And hold it up better. Okay, let's see what I have now. Oh boy. I want to glue my, it's part of that music. So I use 2 pieces when I make one of those. So I'm going to start with I fold it in half, and I want I'm going to use this because I like that staff better. And I'm going to place it down here, and I'm going to glue it on. You see how it was a little bit over this way, and I moved it so it touched this. Because if your collage pieces are touching, they flow. And you'll have a nicer looking collage if you do that. I'm sorry if my voice is very quiet. I have, what the heck do you even call this thing? Pulmonary? I forget it. Anyway, it has to do with my scarring of my lungs. I have a hard time breathing. So that's not going to get better. So I talk a little quieter now. And we have this. Okay, I like the way that looks. I'm going to leave the 2 staff lines or staff lines, maybe that is what they're called. And yes. More glue on the back. Put it over. Okay, that looks really nice. Now I need that one of these holes for the reinforcers. They were white, and I just stamped them with some sepia ink. Now, if I had a hole punch, I could go like this. Okay, right there. That looks good. So, I have all my pieces on there. I want to put a piece of Battenberg on, which is the right side. Some pieces are easy to tell. This person that did this one, because it's all hand done, did such a beautiful job that I cannot tell which is the right and the wrong side. So I'm just going to lay some glue on my time card because I will be sewing this on the sewing machine. And I love Battenberg. I love to include it on my tags. Love the way this looks. This is the front of the tag, sorry. Turn it on the back and the back. And now our little piece, I have this tablecloth, and these little motifs to me look like a poinsettia or a snowflake. So I'm going to, can I leave it up there? Maybe I can. If I leave it up there, everything is touching and it joins. I could leave it like this. My eyes really notice the two squares. That's all right. Do I want it that long? Let's have a look. In mine I can, because my, the one that I'm making for myself, it has one extremely large frame, paper, old-fashioned frame. It's just like an oddball piece. So I can have it this long. So am I done this one? Oh, 17 minutes. How fast can I do the other one? Okay, so now what I would do, I've taken this to the sewing machine, and can you see, I start up here. I sew all the way down, all the way across, and all the way back. So then it's sewn. You can see on the back how it's sewn all the way around. And that's what I will do with that one. So I'm going to put this to the side and grab this next tag. Hopefully I can do this next tag quickly with you, and I can bind this as well. So the pieces that I start off with for this one, I start off with a book page. I just happen to have the last few pages of a French book. And my French book page measures 5.5 wide by 7.5 tall. And I folded it, and I work with what I have. So my writing starts here. So I just placed it down and I creased it or folded it. So my tag now is going to measure just over 3 inches by 7.5. So I like craft paper. I have always used craft paper in my work. So I'm going to tuck this piece in here. It's this, cut a piece of craft paper the height of your page, fold it down, and just as long as you see the craft paper is longer than this little piece and shorter than the long piece. So somewhere in between here, you're just going to tear. So you see that little bit. So you have a book page, craft, and a book page. So I am going to, okay, I know I have to put, someone's here for my husband probably, and they're barking up a storm. And Danila will bark. I apologize for that. So I'm putting glue all over here, making sure my craft piece of paper is there, and he's a loud talker. Hopefully he won't say some bad words. Alrighty. And is this, oh, perfect here. So now I can just take my glue stick And we can put glue. I'm going to be talking aimlessly so to cover up the voice of my husband and some army guy that is, or a police officer or whoever that's picking up their medals, firemen. And let's see. So we have this, and love the way that looks. I'm going to be making a lot of my tags like this now. I would like to use a lot more of my book pages and use up my supplies that I have. And this piece here is a beautiful piece from Dave's Printables. Love this, just totally love it. So I knew I wanted to straddle it. So where do I bend it? Well, I look at the word. I divided Christmas into Christ and Mass. And I am just, no, I don't want to do that. Or do I want to cover that French word? Or do I want to see? I'm going to see that French word. I'm going to go, there's half an inch. I'm going to go half an inch because I'm going to sew a quarter of an inch. So I'm going to sew it like this. Oh, that's perfect. Quarter of an inch, half an inch. I really like that a lot. So let's take our paper, our glue book, and turn up our glue stick. And let's glue this on. Hopefully I can do a very quick binding because that takes no time at all. Turn it over, and then I have this. I'm holding down with my left hand and pressing to hold it in place, and then I'm just adding my glue. Oh, whoopsie. Okay, this. Okay, and that looks really pretty. So we have, that's part of my, you know what I'm talking about. So I have two pieces here. So what do I have? Oh, I centered that. So I have a piece of my rationed, beautiful green Christmas paper, 3 inches wide by 3.5 inches, just over 3.5 inches. So I would like to put it like this. When you tear towards you, if I tear towards me, I'll get a little white area or the color of your core of your paper. I like that. This was torn towards me. This was torn away from me, so it's green. So I want that on the bottom because I like this white. I like to see that. So I want to center. This is part of Dave's labels. And I want to center it left to right and top to bottom. So I'm just going to add glue on this. Oh, for crying out loud. You figure Mila would realize that these people that come to pick up their medals are no harm. And Jacques is just a crazy lunatic. They both are. Wow. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to be outlining this just to make it pop. So what I'm going to do now, how do I straddle this? I know I want to straddle it. Again, like I did with Christmas. How I divided that? Merry Christmas. So let's just take that Merry and put a crease in the Y, just after the Y. And now we can straddle it. So I'm going to straddle this. I want it near the bottom, and I want about the same distance, top and bottom from here, and that looks gorgeous. So we are going to place it down. Glue that on. Okay, and we do the other side. And apologize for those doggies. I can hear them with the doors, 2 doors closed down the hall, and they are still barking. Okay, so this is beautiful. We need that. That's the back. This is the front. We need my sheet music, and I'm going to put it about there. Usually I go about center, and then I start placing them. So let's put glue on this. Have I passed 20 minutes? Oh, I'm at 24. Well, put that over there. Gorgeous. Folded it in half. How long are these pieces? Are about 2 inches. They are about 2 inches long and about, are they ½ inch? ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. It's hard to tell. Probably in between. And my husband's talking up a storm. I hope you can't hear what they're saying. Anyway, here we are. And look at that. Very nice. Oh, what I did. I have to do my last here, my reinforcer, my hole punch. Hole punch. Okay, awesome. That is done. So now I'm taking this to the sewing machine and I'm sticking it in the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew down, sew across, and I just want to go 1/4 of an inch away from this book page. I didn't want to go on the outside. I wanted to sew on that craft line. So I am 1/4 of an inch away from this book page on my machine. And on the back, that's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it here. It's around the outside. So that's done. Now, let's bind this baby. Where's my book? My book is over here. Maybe, should I go out a bit? Okay, here I am. So let's start with, how do I want this to sit? Okay, that and that. I'm going to take those two off. I'm going to take these two off. That's going to go here. So I see I have some tags. So I'm going to take that tag off. I have this tag off. Okay, this is the bare bones. Nope, that doesn't look right. Oh, this is on the left side. This is on the right. Okay, so I want it to sit. Oh my gosh, those dogs. Okay, I like to see this on, and again, I work with what I have. So I like to see that, and look at this. Okay, so this looks good because I want to see that. And it's on the edge, so where's my, stick my head underneath. You may or may not see my lovely hair. And, okay, it's going to lie on this. It's right at the edge. And I'm going to go about 1 inch in. And I'm going to use the small hole. And I'm going to just punch it. I'm going to go 1 inch in. And I'm going to punch it. Okay, since I have it right here, do I have 4 of those? Yes, I do. I have string because I've sewn in the other one. So my string pieces are 8 inches long. Beads. I ran out of beads with a decent size hole. Now, will I be able to get these through here? These are for me. So if they're a little wonky or weird beads, oh well, they're for me. They can be weird. Oh, yuck. I have to get it wet. I have to stick it in here. It's hard to get it through. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, that went through. So I have a bead on a string. I'm going to move this out of the way. And now I want to stick my twine through. I need to add thickness for my tags. That's the whole point of this. And I am going to feed my twine through this top half. And just going to place scissors to give it some height. Okay, so I'm giving it some thickness is what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing is giving it a little thickness so my my cabinet card book, tag book, does not alligator mouth. So now this next one, so you need 4 pieces of string and 4 beads, and hopefully we can thread this through Oh, that one went really quickly. Hallelujah. Thankful for small miracles. So that one's done. Look at how quick that's going. And I'm going from the back, not looking. Oh, shooter-maroo. Twine is nice, and sometimes it's a pain in the derriere to work with. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's good. Now I just got to center this. See how you're giving yourself? Well, my other beads were thicker, so these are thin beads, but they're rhinestones. That's all I have. I'm not buying anything new. I'm using up what I have. So here we are. That's done on that side. It's tied up right now. It's just done with 2 little knots. I'll be adding a third knot once I tighten it up. On mine, I work with what I have. So on this card, cabinet card or photo frame, I have this studio. It happens to say Edmonton. So that's the city where I reside. And so I'm going to, and it looks nice. I like how I can see this font sticking out. I like how I can see that little music bit sticking out. So now I'm going to go about 1 inch in, and I'm just eyeballing it. And I'm going to go 1 inch in on this side. Done that. Get my last 2. It's hard for me to sit and do videos now, so this may be the last tutorial that I will be doing. I might only be doing flip throughs now. Okay, so this. Okay. I find I have to craft more for my bed. Doesn't mind me. I watch Netflix. Now I got BritBox. OMG, I love detective shows. Wow. Or do they ever have lots of great shows on BritBox? Holy smokes. Okay, so that's 2 knots. Okay, somehow I lost my, oh, here it is. Oops, nope, here it is. Good. I thought, oh my God, do I have to stick that through there? Nope, it's this little guy. So let's go through the hole. Oops, see, look at that. My yarn, not yarn, twine or jute, I'm not sure what the difference is. It comes in various thicknesses here in Canada, depending on where you buy it, who sells it. Some is rougher, some is finer, some is thinner, some is thicker. It all varies. So, oh, shooter-maroo. And look at that, it's many strands. So if you don't, whoops. Come on. And let's try to cut that off. Oh my. Oh, that's great. Okay, so one last knot. We are at 33. Okay, tie a knot and a knot. Yay. So this is your basic, this is your basic cabinet card tag book. 3 pages, kind of wonky, which I love, and I think it looks great plain. I start with the pieces that we have created, a beautiful snippet, and I lay the snippet down here. I'm going to hold it with my fingers. This is the second tag we made, so that's the back. Love how that looks. I'm going to stick it down low because when it was higher up there, it hid some of that sari ribbon. This is the beautiful specimen slide that I got from Vintage Vibe, or Vintage Vibe, or Vibe Vintage. And here, let's put this. I put it somehow like that. Whoa! So it is much lower. Okay, it'll have to go on there because I want it to hold everything. I want it to hold the specimen slide, the tag, and this. So that's nice. All 3 pieces are on there. There's lots of room. The next piece that goes on here is this tag. I love these layered colors of different that's not how it goes. This one goes here. This one goes here, this little snippet. And then this goes on here. That's how I designed it. So, okay, that looks lovely. And inside here goes this wonderful piece that we created that has the that fold out piece of paper that folds up to hold one tag and two tags. Love that one. And we want to see those beautiful bows. So if this is in the way, we can just move them down a bit because I want it sticking up. I have a bow sticking up here, and those bows one, two, three. Close this, turn it over, and we have these two pieces. This one is that time card. I'm going to put right there. And then we have this beautiful tag. Before I attach it, okay, I'm going to turn it that way so you can see all those peeking up. Let's turn it over, and it's going to stay right here. So that may not be long enough. I may have to put a longer one in to fully reach it. Okay, I can do that. All right, so the only thing I need is closure. I put my twine away. Let's use this nice twine. Look at this beautiful holder I got. Here in Canada, we have a store called Winners or Home Sense. And several years ago, before COVID, I purchased this at Winners. And I thought, OMG, like what a beautiful holder for twine. Okay, so what am I going to do? I need to tie about like this. So I need 2 lengths of that. So that's my bow and my hangy bit. And then it's going to go around once, twice, 3 times. Well, kind of makes sense. I'm going to cut it. So let's see if I did it right. Take the ends, go in the center. Center is right here. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it around, bring it to my thumb, wrap it around the opposite way, and bring it to my thumb. Okay. So there we have it. We are done. We are done our Christmas tag book. So I will be showing these in my next video. They will be, one is I made for myself, one I made for Lisa, and I am going to be listing the other, I think I have 7, the other 7 in my Etsy shop. I know Colleen has requested one, and I will reserve one for her. I'll show you these. They're going to be way less expensive than my journals, so they are going to be up in my Etsy shop, and in my next tutorial will be, not a tutorial, flip through, will be showing them each one individually for the shop, numbered 1 through 7, I believe. I hope you enjoyed this video series. This was very fun to do. Please check out JunkJournalDavao, his Etsy shop. He's in the Philippines. This is A Holy Christmas. I think I called it A Holy Christmas before. And this whole Christmas bundle, there are 22 journal pages. 22. There's a Ephemera Bundle. 32 pages. So those are 2 bundles. 32 plus 22, that's, what is it, 30, 40, 54? 54 pages that you get in this kit. OMG. He gives you a lot for your money. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It probably will be my last tutorial. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll be back soon with a flip through. Thank you. Bye-bye.